This story takes me back almost 10 years ago. I grew up in a small house, the kind where privacy was almost impossible. For most of my childhood, I shared a room with my older brother. 2 beds, 2 dressers, 2 closets, nothing fancy, not cramped but not comfortable either. When my brother left for college, I finally had the room to myself. I moved his bed out, put in a desk, and for 2 years it felt like my own little space. But when he graduated and returned home, he wanted his room back. Fair enough, since I had done the same when he left. So I moved into the upstairs guest room. Small, isolated, right above the garage. Every time the garage door opened, the floor shook. Still, it was private enough. One Friday night, everything changed. My parents were away at the Shaw House. My brother was at a work conference. I was completely alone. Around 11:30, I was lying in bed, reading, enjoying the silence, when the floor beneath me began to tremble. The garage door was opening. My heart skipped a beat. Nobody was supposed to be home. My parents had promised to stay at the Shaw House until Sunday. My brother wouldn't return until the next afternoon. I peeked through the window. The garage door was wide open. But no car, no movement, just silence. Trying to calm myself, I grabbed an old baseball bat from the closet and crept downstairs. That's when I heard it. Voices, whispering, coming from my parents' bedroom. I froze. Strangers were inside my house. Against my better judgment, and even against the 911 operator's advice, I couldn't just hide. Something inside me snapped. I stormed into the bedroom, screaming, swinging the bat. 2 men stood frozen, rummaging through my mother's closet. I swung at the closer one, striking his leg. He stumbled and fell. The other lunged, tackling me hard. He was bigger, stronger. Within seconds, he ripped the bat from my hands, and his grip tightened around my throat. I couldn't breathe. I clawed at him. Desperate, the other man crawled closer, clutching what looked like a knife. That's when I realized I had made a terrible mistake. I wasn't going to survive this. The last thing I remember was the sound of sirens in the distance, then a brutal blow to the head. Darkness. When I opened my eyes, a police officer was kneeling beside me. The intruders were gone, fled through the back when the sirens got closer. I survived, but my parents were furious. They told me I should have just stayed hidden, waited for help. But what really haunted me wasn't the attack itself. It was the question, how did they get in? The only way to open the garage was through a hidden switch in my car. And my car? I never locked it, which meant whoever broke in that night knew me, knew my family, knew our routines. Months passed. I tried to move on, but the paranoia never left. And then something else happened. About 6 months ago, I moved into a small duplex closer to my aging mother. She'd had a few health scares, so I wanted to be nearby. One evening, my phone rang. A woman identified herself as a nurse from the local ER. She told me my mom had fallen, hit her head, and was asking for me. She knew my mother's name, address, even her recent hip surgery. Panicked, I rushed out of the house without locking up. When I got to the hospital, there was no record of my mother. No nurse, no admission, nothing. I called my mom. She was perfectly fine, asleep at home. That's when it hit me. Someone had lured me out. I sped back, my heart pounding. The house was ransacked, not just robbed, invaded. Family photos stolen, prescription bottles gone. Not just valuables, personal, intimate things. The police agreed. Whoever did this knew me, knew my family, and it didn't end there. Weeks later, another night, there was a knock at my door. A man, disheveled, furious, claiming this was his house. He had documents, mail, even photos of himself inside my living room, cooking in the kitchen, sitting on my couch. Photos that looked real, recent. My landlord swore he'd never seen this man before. The previous tenants had no idea who he was, and yet he knew everything about the house, even the flaws in the doors, the sticky locks. 2 weeks later, my home was broken into again. Not for valuables. For something else, something personal. Even now I can't explain the documents, the photos, the knowledge. Maybe it was all forged. Maybe it wasn't. But one thing is certain. Sometimes the scariest thing isn't a ghost or a monster or the dark. It's someone out there who knows everything about you. and they're not finished yet. Isteraduno parts dramitic andasme